All right, here we are on to the next integrated amplifier in the lineup, the Luxman 509X. And again, just wanted to this is obviously not a professional review, just wanted to take some personal time and hopefully it'll help some audiophiles out there on the products and the differences between some of these integrated amps. I don't see a lot of comparisons made between these three. There's a few written reviews out there, but the one we started out first was the Yamaha AS2200, then we moved on to the Mac 8950. Now we're auditioning, I guess, if you will, the Luxman 509X, which you see behind me. And again, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts between the three of these products out there. You know, the first, I started out in this audiophile journey with that Yamaha AS2200, and from my other reviews you can see that it's a great piece for the price point of it. Just moving up the line, it's actually amazing how much difference there is in amplifier. You know, I was always from the camp starting out in this business, it's like, how different can an amplifier be? It's just supposed to amplify the signal that goes into it, but it's amazing actually how different these are. So I'm a changed man in the thought process that amps actually do make quite a bit of difference in the sound and the presentation that you're looking for. So again, as with anything, you know, we can take words and advice from reviewers out there and you know, information that's written and kind of get a general idea of what something might sound like. But the best thing that you can do is, if you can, get a demo in your house, in your own room, and be able to try it out. This Luxman, I actually had to purchase. I'm in an area where I don't have any Luxman dealers, so to be able to try it, I had to purchase it out. I'm assuming there might be some dealer out there that could demo it, but anyway, I just felt like after demoing the Mac, that this might be the good perfect quiver that would combine Mac qualities with the Yamaha qualities. And in a sense it did, so I'll just kind of get into that. First of all, as everyone says about this, I haven't seen a more beautiful piece. Like, I call it audiophile jewelry, just the exquisite work that's done in the machining on this product, and the thick aluminum panels, and you know, the dials have angles to them in a mix of brushed and raw aluminum, machined aluminum. So when you've got the light on, you can actually even see it in this video a little bit. It catches light if you've got down lights on them, and it kind of shimmers and glistens, and the glass panel catches light rays, and it's just gorgeous. And you know, machined solid dials and aluminum pieces. It's crazy how beautiful this is. So if you're looking for something to spruce up look-wise your cabinet or your rack, you know, this is definitely the piece that does that. Onto the sound quality. So again, you know, I loved the Mac. It had a powerful presentation. I just felt that it missed those highs. You know, it didn't miss details per se so much, but it missed that higher frequency. So I wanted that back, along with a little bit higher quality sound that I got from moving up from the Yamaha. I would say this did a good job of combining the two things I was looking for, with good, powerful presentation and powerful bass, and getting those high registers back. That's definitely happened with this Luxman. Some of the other things that I found that it did, the micro details, the separation of instruments and voices was bigger than the Mac. You know, the Mac, again, powerful, but the presentation was not as much separated. The soundstage was bigger with the Macintosh. Like, it made the Wilson Sabrinas behind me sound much bigger than they actually were. So the soundstage with the Mac was much bigger, but the actual separation of instruments was, I would say, nowhere near compared to what the Luxman is doing. It's crazy. Like, whatever the engineers did with this, the tricks that they worked in the setup of it, it really plays out to a unique sound signature to the piece, and how it presents a musical download or CD or record or whatever you're gonna use with it. So the separation was there. The soundstage was a little bit smaller. However, what you got with the Luxman was, I would say, more detailed, quicker bass response. And with that, it came even a more realistic sound of what that instrument actually sounds like. So bass instruments like, drums, for example, with this, you can actually hear the difference in the drum that's being struck, or even the material with that light tap. If you've sat close to drums before that aren't being played extremely loud, you can kind of hear the difference in the tuning of those drums. The Luxman does an amazing job of presenting that. The other thing that I noticed with the Luxman is the micro details are just almost eerie. They're so real. So like clicks and taps and knocks from a musician playing an instrument, you'll get all of that and hear all of that through the Luxman. You'll hear in great detail too, like a very clear detail. It's very clear taps. Someone's foot tapping as they're playing an instrument on the stage. You'll hear that. Like you can actually almost feel and hear like you're there, the sole of their shoe. Not even just the tap, the sole of the shoe. I mean, that's the kind of crazy detail that this thing gets into. I have to say the caveat to that is I feel like in my space, I mean, it's a little bit lively. It's a little echoey. We're gonna start working on some treatments here, but I think that micro detail actually might come at an expense. So for me, again, somewhat younger in this audiophile age spectrum, and so I actually don't have trouble hearing high sounds or high frequencies, and to me, the Luxman actually sounded a little bit, I'll call it fatiguing, but just a less audiophile explanation of that would be, it's almost like someone turned up the gain quite a bit in the higher frequencies, and not necessarily turned up the treble so much, but like the gain, like there's a lot of excitement or power or energy devoted to those higher frequencies, and I'm guessing they did that to get those micro details. So I feel like it does come at an expense. I would say sound-wise, again, powerful bass, tons of detail, tons of micro detail. I personally like that. Great separation. I would say that that's the only downside to the Luxman 509X, in my opinion, is that the highs are a little bit too high. It's a little bit too clinical. There's a little bit too much energy up there in the higher frequencies. So that's my only downside to it. Again, this is just a quick summary, quick review, because it is just an exceptional piece. I mean, all of the rave reviews out there, again, which is why I felt comfortable purchasing, because there were so many rave reviews. I would say they're spot on. But again, just be aware. To me, again, there's a lot of energy in that higher frequencies. The only other thing that I don't like about it are the speaker terminals on the back, and I'll pop a picture up here. They're protected in a plastic cover. The speaker terminals are, and to me, like if your hands are slightly oily or slightly sweaty, or it's humid out or whatever, like that's the way it is here. If you're trying to tighten those speaker terminals down, if you've got a big thick speaker wire, they're a little bit hard to grasp onto. So I wasn't a huge fan of the design of the speaker terminals or cables terminals in the back of the Luxman. So that's the only nitpicky thing with it. Otherwise, it's just fantastic, exceptional piece. Again, not too much to say. It just exudes Japanese quality. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It sounds fantastic. It sounds more powerful than it actually is. Again, it's just those higher frequencies. I guess if we're getting even like super down into the weeds, the only other thing that I don't quite fully understand, on the Yamaha, you could actually dim the meters. And on this, there's no dimming function. So a lot of times, like especially if I'm really enjoying a CD, or really enjoying a list of downloads that I got going, I'll end up like planning on coming down for an hour, it turns into 2 hours, 3 hours, the sun's gone down. Now I'm in the dark, and again, just enjoy that part of this hobby. But it's like, I was asking, why this thing is like perfect in design. Why didn't they make it so you could dim the actual meter? So it's only an on or off, and you actually can control that from the remote. But you'll see it's really cool. I mean, they even paid attention where it slowly fades off, like a theater lighting kind of a thing. But there is no dimming, it's either on or off. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Again, that's getting super nitpicky. The other thing that I thought was actually interesting about this is down here, there's a bass and a treble and a balance, but there's no mid adjustment. It's just bass or treble. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because on these old amps, you know, again, this is supposed to resemble something back, I guess, in the late 60s, 70s, you know, the older vintage amplifiers, I guess, which I absolutely love. Again, I liked it for the looks. There was always bass, mid, and treble. So I don't understand what the design theory was behind that. The other thing that I really noticed with this is there's a pretty big difference between having the amplifier set so it runs through, so you can use the balance this, versus bypassing the adjustments and going, they call it line straight. It's almost like there was a filter put on when you hit that line straight button, and it just bypasses that when it's going through those, and you hit that line straight. It's like the filter is removed when you hit that line, and everything just gets super clear, again, super detailed, more musical, bigger sound stage. You hit that line straight button again to turn them back on, so you can actually play with the treble and the bass adjustments. To me, it sounded like there's a little bit of a filter. So I'm assuming most people listen to this in a line straight function. But it was really interesting, because on the Yamaha, I could do that too. It bypassed the frequency adjustments there, and I couldn't, it was hard to tell much of a difference at all, but on this it's very pronounced. So just another quick point on that. I think that's it. You know, I'm just taking a quick peek at my notes here. And I think that, you know, really sums up this piece. Again, the question that probably people get, is it worth the extra money? You know, the Yamaha's coming now in at 4, and this is 9. I think the replacement, the 509Z, is going to be 10 or 11. You know, it's a hard thing to say. To me, you definitely get a lot of performance, much more performance over the Yamaha with this Luxman. And again, just as a summary, great presentation. It's just a little bit excited on that higher frequency, but you might like that, you might enjoy that. It might help too if you have issues with hearing those higher frequencies. You know, this will help, you know, make that more pronounced, and a great piece for that. But hopefully that helps. Again, I guess for me personally, I might continue looking for performance integrateds. Next one up might be the Boulder 866. I've really been eyeing that. I've been eyeing the Pass Int 250. I think that would really cover it for integrateds that I'm personally looking at. But again, hopefully this helps people out there make a decision on pieces that they're looking for. The only reason, again, that I would look for something else is the Mac is almost too warm for me. This is almost a little bit too high. Again, I'm getting fatigue in my room, and part of that's probably because it's more lively. But I'm hoping to find something that's got the presentation of this, just the energy's pushed down a little bit, turned down, I guess, if you will, in that higher frequency. So if I could combine the bass, the musicality of this, the separation of instruments, the realism of it all, but have that energy pushed down, I guess that would be the perfect fit for me. But anyway, hopefully this helps. Signing off. Enjoy your listening. Take care, everybody. Bye. Have you guys jammed out to Yun Sun Na yet? Gives me goosebumps, it's so good.
I hurt myself today to see if I still